I'm joined now by TREC Brands CEO and founding director, Trang Tring. Trang, welcome.
Thank you for having me, James.
Trang, tell me, what is the business of TREC Brands?
TREC Brands is a socially conscious cannabis brand house. Our business model revolves around tracking consumer trends and developing brands that resonate with the end consumer. So when we started this business in January 2019, it was really with the mission of using the spotlight on cannabis as a platform to do social good, where we are pledging to donate 10% of our gross profits back to the communities that we operate in. So since January, we've raised $10 million of private money. We've launched 3 brands, Wink, Bliss, and Thumbs Up. We've launched 2 products out into the Ontario market, and we've grown an amazing team of 14 people.
Wow, sounds intriguing. And so where are your products available?
Right now, they're available in Ontario, the Ontario Cannabis Store, and 90% of the Ontario legal dispensaries. In the next few weeks, we will enter the Alberta market, the Saskatchewan market, and also another province in the Maritimes before the end of the year.
Okay, so these brands typically contain THC and or CBD?
That's correct.
Ooh.
So Wink is our brand for the purveyors of culture all around fashion, art, and music. They're usually tastemakers looking for a good time. The product is a mid-range THC so that it complements your night out. Whereas Bliss is our brand that's more female-focused. We call them also the Canna Curious. That's sort of looking at getting into cannabis, and I think this one we focus more on a balance of CBD and THC.
Very cool. Okay, so how much do these beverages cost the consumer, just out of curiosity?
So we don't have a beverage, but
Oh, they're not beverages.
No,
I'm sorry. So what is the nature of them? They're edibles then?
So Wink is a package of 2 half-gram pre-rolls.
Oh.
Yes.
Smokables.
Smokables. And they range, depending where you purchase them from, anywhere between $24 to $30 for 2 half grams.
Okay, so you don't grow your own cannabis for these. Do you have a partnership with an existing LP?
Exactly. So we don't touch the cannabis plant at all. We focus on the end consumer, and we work with some of the largest LPs in the country. So Northern Green Canada, Flower Corporation, AgriFarm, Aurora, CanMart, TerraSend. These are some of the big LPs that we work with to white label products for our brands.
I see. And what kind of development philosophy goes into the building of a brand?
So our product innovation roadmap is very data-driven. We take a look at what consumer trends and what they are looking for. Right now, we know that consumers are consuming 70% of the market is a flower product. But as we head into Cannabis 2.0, we're looking at trends in a more mature market like in California to understand where edibles, topicals, and beverages would play a role. So it's a very data-driven approach, and because the way our business model works, we can be very nimble and pivot as quickly as we can or as slowly as we can.
Sure. And what does your data indicate in terms of the split among dried flower, extracted products, edibles, etc.?
It varies, and it's very different in different markets, but right now at TREC Brands, we're looking at about a 70% of dry flower, and that would also include pre-rolls, and then 10 to 15% edibles, and then the rest concentrates, so vape products.
Oh, okay. Very cool. And what is the anticipated uptake of non-smokable products in the Canadian market? Are you expecting it to reflect exactly what you're seeing in California?
I think it'll eventually get there. I think we have a lot of work to do in Canada to open up the retail distribution. As you've heard, with the slow rollout of dispensaries in Ontario and many other provinces, I think as the market matures, we're probably 2 to 3 years away from where California is with their data.
Interesting. The proliferation of new brands in the consumer packaged goods space in Canada as a result of Cannabis 2.0, as we're calling it, is going to result in obviously an explosion in the different options that consumers have. How do you compete for shelf space with the, for example, Ontario cannabis stores and or the dispensaries that are operating here?
Yeah, it's a very exciting time for the consumer in terms of the optionality. I like to always say that Christmas time this year is going to be a lot of fun. But I would say that developing niche brands and brands that our consumers want will win the game. And I think that we've proven that with Wink Cannabis, where we went out and launched at the end of June our Wink #1 pre-rolls, and have obtained that the #1 position in the premium pre-roll category in Ontario. And I think that has a lot to do with our branding and marketing efforts and the investor base as well behind TREC Brands.
Sure. From your business model's perspective, how do you, where does your margin sort of come from in terms of what the producer needs and what the retailer needs? Somewhere in between, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so how we make money and how our producers make money as well is that after costs are taken care of, it's the wholesale price that we sell to the provinces, and we determine a fair split between ourselves and the producers. And I'd say because we do command a more premium pricing in the market, it's a win-win situation on both ends, where we've been able to help our licensed producer partners that we work with maximize the pricing that they are able to get with the product that they put out with us.
Sure. We're starting to see price pressure from the black market drive LPs to offer lower priced products. Hexo has Original Stash, for example, and its price point is equal to that of the black market. How price sensitive do you think Canadian consumers are going to be? Are they willing to pay extra for a premium product, or are they more going to gravitate towards the cheapest and the most plentiful for the money?
I think that there will be both types of consumers, the ones that go for the high THC, the cheapest product in the market, but there's also your more sophisticated consumer that's looking for a premium product. I like to compare it to alcohol in a sense. For myself, at least at this age, if I'm going to a party, I'm going to go pick up a bottle of Moet, Chandon, Champagne versus come and show up with Baby Duck sparkling wine. So
right.
I think that the demographic that we are targeting are the ones with the that are looking to spend a little bit more money for convenience and also a premium product.
So the brand conscious aspect of consumers is what drives premium brand purchases. Do you think that the limitations on packaging and branding by the Health Canada is causing a challenge for brand-oriented companies like yours?
I'd see it as an opportunity, actually, for us to get more creative in how we are able to build brands. And with our investor base, we're backed by some of Canada's leading hospitality and entertainment industry veterans. We actually have the opportunity to use a lot of these event spaces that are 19 plus age-gated environments to reach our end consumer. I would say the past few months we've been able to do just that and have an email acquisition database of 30,000 plus consumers that are dying to purchase the next set of products that come out under our brands.
Sure. And is this going to be an opportunity for investors in the public marketplace?
Right now, it's not a great time to think about going public.
I'm glad you realize that.
And I'm very grateful that we are a private company. So our focus, and it's not to say that we will never explore that route when the time is right, but right now our focus is to continue to prove out and build out our current business model in Canada. And as 2020 approaches, we're also looking into different markets as well, such as the US or Europe.
Sounds like a pretty tight plan. It was great to hear about it. We will come back to you in due course, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.